Lindsey Barron of the Forensic Intervention Team at the Office of Mental Health. My question, who called you to my house from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Now, I know you will have a difficult time understanding this question. So, I'm going to ask you again with sign language. Who called you to my house from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? You are a disgusting, appalling, pathetic human being with nothing else to do but to descend on my residence as I am exercising my First Amendment right. Get help, and get help from your Monroe County Sheriff's Office. So, I'm going to tell you, Lindsey, why you know my name. And I know you don't give a damn about these facts. And I'm going to tell you about why I am right now in the process of attacking the Monroe County Sheriff's Office online. Why I'm right now in the process of doing everything possible to be online and to let people know about the disgusting extremism of Sheriff Baxter. So, this is what happened, Lindsey, and this is why the Monroe County Sheriff's Office descends on my house. And I'm going to tell you about the assault on my civil and constitutional rights by this disgusting sheriff and his criminal employees. And I know all of this. What I'm going to tell you is not going to matter to you because you live in Crazy Town. You just want to descend on my house. They get on the phone. You're here in the half hour, and you just get here whenever you want. You come to my house whenever the fuck you want, Lindsey. And it's a disgusting, appalling disgrace. So, I go to a gym in Penfield called PW Fitness. And I'm going to this gym for about a year. And everything's normal at the gym. Now, at the gym, there is the gym psychopath, and every gym has the gym psychopath. So one day I'm at the back of the gym, and I'm doing 3 sets of 10 on the bench press. And I lean back on the bench press after the second set of 10, and standing in front of me is Jermaine Benman. And Jermaine Benman is the gym psychopath. And you know what? He wants to use the bench press when I'm still on it. And he motions like that with his hand to left or right. I'm still on the bench press. I'm not getting off the bench press because I never let the gym psychopath tell me what to do with the gym. So I lean back to continue the exercise. Do you understand what I'm telling you so far, my personal stalker, Lindsey Barron, and your pathetic, disgusting universe of that fucking bureaucracy? So I lean back, and Benman doesn't want to wait. He straddles me, and he's standing over me as I'm leaning back like this. And as I'm about to lean up to ask him what the hell he's doing, he punches down like this. Now, my head snaps back like that. And I now know, as I tell my friends and family members, that I could take a punch like Muhammad Ali against George Foreman and Kinshasa Zaire. So, my hand prevents me from crash landing on the floor. So this is a violent assault that has witnesses. And one witness calls. Who do you think the witness calls, Lindsey Barron? Who do you think this witness calls? The Monroe County Sheriff's Office. So Deputy Andrew Reale arrives from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And I go outside with Benman and Reale. So Reale tells me to wait in his vehicle. And I thought that was bizarre. So I'm waiting in Reale's vehicle. And Reale is in front of the vehicle about 20 yards away. And he's talking to Benman because he's coaching Benman what to say to me. So Andrew Reale of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office marches Benman over to the side of the vehicle that I'm sitting in after Benman just assaulted me at the gym because he can't wait to use the bench press, this violent fucking thug. And Benman is standing on the side of the vehicle, and Benman says to me, I want to press charges against you. I want to press charges against you. Those 8 words. That's what Benman says to me because he's coached by Andrew Reale. And then Reality marches Benman away from the vehicle. So I exit the vehicle. And Reality hands me a ticket that says, harassment second. I've never harassed anybody in my life. This is a vile, despicable concoction by Andrew Reality. What would you think if that happened to you, Lindsey? What would you think if that happened to a friend or a family member, somebody in your life? Harassment second, Andrew Reality writes on his ticket. So, he charges Benman too with the same thing. Now, 2 weeks later, I have to go to Penfield Town Court. And I live here at 26 Sanders Farm Drive. You know where I live because you descend on my house with your fanaticism. And I live here with my wonderful little guy and my Shih Tzu. And I lived alone at the time. Now, I get this ticket, and I look at it every day, and it's just nauseating to me that I'm charged with a crime like this after I just go to the gym and use the bench press. So, on this June day, I leave my residence to walk over to Penfield Town Court. Penfield Town Court is in the Penfield Public Library. And I'm going to tell you about that library. Because when I moved here in 2012 from Webster with my girlfriend, beautiful, perfect Laura, she is hired at the Penfield Public Library. So Laura works at the Penfield Public Library. And even though I've been over there about 10 times to see her and to see how she's doing, I would walk over there. I'd walk down here on Penfield Road, and I get to Bed Road, and I go to the library. So Laura works at the library. What I don't know, even though Laura works at the library, is at the end of the hall is Penfield Town Court, and that's where John Lomenzo and James Mully are. So even though I live here in Penfield, and even though beautiful, perfect Laura works at the library, I don't know that the library, that the Penfield Town Court is inside the library. What a joke. A court inside a library. So, this day, I have to go to Penfield Town Court, and I have to appear before John Lomenzo because of this vile concoction by Andrew Reality and this assault by Jermaine Benman. And I walk into Penfield Town Court, and I'm standing in front of John Lomenzo, and I look over at the prosecutor. Now, the prosecutor is supposed to make an argument. Supposed to make an argument. That's the way it works. Prosecutor points at the defendant and says, that guy over there, he committed that crime. That's what the prosecutor does. That guy right there, he committed that crime. And then the prosecutor explains why that person is guilty of that crime. That's the way it works in the United States of America. The prosecutor talks in court about the defendant. The prosecutor details why the defendant is guilty. The prosecutor makes an argument. Isn't that right? Not in Penfield Town Court. I'm standing in Penfield Town Court before John Lomenzo. I look over at the prosecutor to my left. She's standing at the podium. This corrupt hack. And you know what she says from the podium? Nothing. I'm going to summarize her argument for you right now, right here. This is the argument the prosecutor makes against me in Penfield Town Court. Did you understand that argument? Lindsey Barron? Did you get it? Oh, I'm going to do it again, the argument against me. Did you understand that at your forensic intervention team? At the forensic intervention team? Did you come up with that language? The forensic intervention team. Did Corinda Crossdale come up with that? Your boss? Does she know you're descending on my residence? Does Corinda Crossdale know that the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Michael Rago, whoever it is, gets on the phone and calls you and bang, you're here as my stalker? The forensic intervention team. Oh, I love that one. Quote, The Forensic Intervention Team is an innovative program that partners with OMH clinicians with our county's 11 law enforcement agencies to assist individuals with mental health needs and who have frequent contact with law enforcement, end quote. Oh, is that right? I don't have any mental health needs. My life is under assault by a fanatical sheriff and a corrupt town judge. And here I have you and your forensic intervention team descending on my residence. Who else are you stalking in Monroe County, Lindsey, baby? I want to know. You got a whole list of people. You wake up in the morning. You look at your list. Let me see here. How many people do I need to stalk in Monroe County? Oh, that's Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive. I think I'll go to his house again as a member of the Forensic Intervention Team. What a fucking joke. Forensic Intervention Team. So, anyway, now I'm going to tell you about the parking lot that 17.9 million people can walk through, but I can't. You see this? This is the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot. You see that? Now, I'm going to tell you, this parking lot, my house is right over here, and this is the parking lot. Now, this parking lot is one that I walked through every day for 7 years. And, you know, I was going down Pempsey Road every day for 7 years. 7 years. And I need to go down Pempsey Road because I have to go to Wegmans to buy my things. And every day I'd go to Wegmans, I see the Monroe County Sheriff's Office alongside the vehicle, doing nothing. Because the Wegmans is the headquarters for Sheriff Todd Baxter. So I'd walk through the parking lot just like 20 other individuals a day. It's as ordinary it gets. And right over here is a building that is now the Shaw Law Firm. And this has Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah in it. Now, the Shaw Law Firm is a building that used to have my dentist, Dr. Gloria Nichols. And Dr. Gloria Nichols has another practice down at Pempsey Road. She left. So, for the first 2 years I lived here, I'd walk through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot, and I would see Dr. Nichols occasionally, and she was so pleasant and so nice. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Just a wonderful person. And because that's civility. That's the way you behave in the United States of America. And so after about a year, I had to go to the dentist, and I picked Dr. Nichols, and she's still my dentist. Well, Dr. Nichols left her practice and moved to further along down Pempsey Road. And this is when Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah move into this building. So I'm doing my normal routine. Lindsey, you know what time it is right now? It's time for you to get your hair done like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. You need to get that crazy town hairdo done for yourself, okay, baby? Get that Glenn Close Fatal Attraction hair done today. So anyway, this here is the building that Dr. Nichols used to be in that's now the Shaw Law Firm. So one day I'm walking through the parking lot for the 4,000th time. 4,000 times. And from behind me, I hear screaming. I don't know what it is. I turn around and Neeraj Shah of this pathetic Shaw Law Firm is in his vehicle. And he's screaming. He's going bananas. He's going nuts. He's doing the full Mel Gibson. So I turn around and I ask him, what's the problem? And then we have this brief confrontation and I walk back to my house. Well, this is when Neeraj Shah goes to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And they want to nail me because of this guy going to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. So walking through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot. You know, I'm going to ask my priest maybe to sprinkle some holy water on this parking lot here because I'm the only New Yorker in the state of 17.9 million that can't walk through it. Well, anyway, Shah goes to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And this is when the Monroe County Sheriff's Office affixed a, wait for it, surveillance device to this building here, right there. And the surveillance device, because that's what it is fixed right here to this building. Because they want to capture me on this video device walking through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot. This is what these whack jobs, these fanatics are doing. And when I use the phrase, Lindsey Barron, my stalker from Crazy Town, surveillance device, guess what it is? It's a surveillance device. So, they put this surveillance device on this building. Now, also alongside my house, you can see this land right here in this picture. This land here, nobody owns that land. You see that strip of land? No ownership to that land. Behind this land is a big tract of land that no one else also owns. Neeraj and Layla Kumar do not own this land alongside. You can see it right there. How the hell do they own this land alongside my house? You see that? You see that land right there? I'm going to hold it up again. How the hell does anybody own that land? They don't. You know why? Because they have no documents for it. And Monroe County Office of Real Property can't prove that they own that land alongside my house. And they also don't own the land behind my house. So I'm going to tell you what happens, Lindsey Barron, my stalker with your Glenn Close fatal attraction hair. So every day for 7 years, you can't see it here in this photo, behind the residence is this large tract of land. I'm pointing over there because that's where it is, where I walk my dog. And I adopted my Shih Tzu from Lollipop Farm Humane Society in 2012. And he's a wonderful little guy. And when I went there to adopt him at Lollipop Farm, it was a terrific day. We're walking through the cages where they have all the dogs. And my girlfriend Laura stops. And here's my wonderful little guy. He's a Shih Tzu. And he's staring up like this. And Laura says to me, he's looking right at you. And it was just such a perfect moment, my wonderful little guy. Please adopt me, Chris. Get me out of here. Please adopt me. So he came around to me when they brought him out. He came right up to me, and Laura and I decided to adopt him, and he's been with me ever since. So anyway, I walk my dog on his land behind his house here. It's right over here. You can't see it. Everything's normal. Twice a day I walk my dog. What's more normal, ordinary, average, Lindsey Barron in Crazy Town than walking a dog? So I'm walking my dog one day on this land, and I'm waiting for him to go. And what happens is that a window from the Shaw Law Firm opens, and a woman is screaming at me. I don't know what she's screaming about. I have no idea why this woman is screaming. So I take my little guy in, and I don't know what's going on. So I walk over there to the Shaw Law Firm, and I open up the door. And here's this woman sitting at a desk that was screaming at me. She's at this desk, and she weighs about a deuce and a half. And she looks at me like I'm the Grim Reaper, because psychopaths like this, when you confront them, they don't expect it. What is your problem, I say to her. And she doesn't want to talk to me, and then I leave. Well, an hour later, what I don't know is she already made a phone call to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office just for walking my dog. All I'm doing is walking my dog. So, and my neighbor Adam witnessed what I'm going to tell you. I hear this knock on my door, and there's two Monroe County Sheriff's vehicles, and there's the animal control vehicle. The animal control vehicle. And they're there to seize my dog. Just from one phone call. From this deuce and a half at this desk at the Shaw Law Firm. All I'm doing is walking my dog. Sheriff's vehicles are outside my house. And the animal control individual, he has in his hand a pole with a noose on it. A pole with a noose on it. My wonderful little guy weighs 12 pounds. And so I'm looking at this Monroe County Sheriff's vehicle, two of them in front of my house. And it's three of them outside. And the animal control vehicle, the animal control whack job, and he's got the pole with his noose on. Why does he have a pole with a noose? Because I don't have a raccoon here. I don't have a wild animal here. So this is a disgrace. This is a vicious confrontation at my front door, created by Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah. I said, you have to kill me to take my dog. You know what? That's the way dog owners talk. It's not me that would just say it. Any dog owner would say that. If the police show up with animal control to take your dog, I say you have to kill me, get the hell out of here. So now the Monroe County Sheriff Office, Todd Baxter and his fanatics, they know where I live. And they also know about the parking lot. So they know where I live. They know about the parking lot. And they want to nail me to the wall. They want to violate my civil and constitutional rights. So what happens is, I'm going to show you the surveillance device again. Here it is right there. That's the parking lot. The surveillance device is up there. So what happens is there's an individual that cuts the grass. Cuts the grass alongside here, right there. Cuts the grass right there. You can see nobody owns that grass. And what they do is they like to enter the property over here, go along here with their tractor to get to the land back there. Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah don't own that land either. So if you believe in the Fifth Amendment right to property, like I do, Lindsey, and I know you don't, because you're in your office right now shredding the Constitution. So if you don't have the documentation to prove land ownership, you shouldn't be on that land. It's that simple. So I had this grass cutting going on at my house all the time. That didn't happen when Dr. Gloria Nichols was my dentist in that building over there, 2041 Penfield. Suddenly it's grass cutting all the time. What are they doing here from Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care? That's the name of this grass cutting business. So one day, this is after I have the confrontation with Neeraj Shah. Here they are coming down alongside of my house that I just pointed to. That's strip of land that they don't own. Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah. And this is what happens. Monroe County Sheriff's Office knows I'm going to come out of my house. And so does the guy in the tractor, because I already confronted him and I would do it again. So, here they come along down in front of my house. I see him. I go outside. I'm standing on Sanders Farm Drive. My 2 feet are on Sanders Farm Drive where I live. And I'm on the video camera. I'm on the video camera in the surveillance state of Todd Baxter. Do you understand that, Lindsey? If you got a camera fixed to a building, and that camera's for me, and they want my image on that camera, it is a surveillance state. Here comes the toothless grass cutter. I'm standing on Sanders Farm Drive. I tell them they don't own that land. Neeraj Shah, Layla Kumar Shah don't own that land. No one owns that land because they don't have the required documentation. So I'm on the camera. I look over at the toothless grass cutter. He stops, and he's looking at a man who's on his phone. And the man who's on his phone, his name is Steve Desmond. So I'm looking at the grass cutter. I'm looking at the guy on his phone. And Steve Desmond is on the phone. And he's calling the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my residence because I'm outside. I'd like to know what the hell crime the Monroe County Sheriff's Office thinks I'm committing. So I go back inside and I sit down on my couch. And a half hour later, as I'm sitting on my couch, I see Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee, Deputy Fascist Stooge, Patty Meyer, run into my backyard, and she falls down on her face right outside my window here. So I'm thinking, what the hell is this Deputy Fascist Stooge doing laying in my backyard dirt? And as I see this woman fall down on her face, she crash land on her face. Todd Baxter is such an incompetent stooge, he can't even hire people to stay upright on the job. I hear this pounding on my door. So I go and I open up the door. And there are 6 Monroe County Sheriff's Deputy fanatics at my door. So I'm looking at these 6 people. And the sergeant says to me, quote, "We just want to talk to you." And that is a lie. So the first language I hear from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, "We just want to talk to you," is a lie. Because they're here to violate my civil and constitutional rights. They're here to abridge my humanity and dignity. So I go outside. And as I go outside, I'm walking across my grass, and they're acting oddly, and they start to circle me. As I'm walking to the spot where I told this toothless grass-cutting loser that Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah don't own that land. So, as I'm walking to the spot where I was standing on Sanders Farm Drive, I'm surrounded by these 6 fanatics, and they put my arms behind my back, and they fix the handcuffs. So, Lindsey and your forensic intervention team, what crime did I commit? Tell me. Because I'm charged with criminal contempt. How is this possibly criminal contempt? And my neighbor Adam, who lives next to me, he's outside when this happens. And he sees all of this happen. So my neighbor is my witness. And what they do is, my dog is still in my house when this happens to me. What they do is I'm in handcuffs, and they put me in a sheriff's vehicle, and they take me to the jail. And I'm at the jail. This happened at about 6 p.m., and I'm at the jail for about the next 8 hours. And what they did is they put me in a jail cell, and they handcuffed me inside the jail cell. So I'm in there by myself. I'm handcuffed inside the jail cell. I can't reach the urinal. So I urinated on myself twice because I couldn't reach the urinal. This is what they're doing to me. So I'm in there. And then I think about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, one of these fanatics, one of these fascist stooges, he says, "We're going to cut you a break and drive you home." Oh, cut me a break. They just trampled my humanity. Now they want to cut me a break. So they drove me home. And when I got home, my wonderful little guy, he defecated and urinated inside the house. So this is what they're doing to me in Monroe County. Just for going outside and telling this toothless grass-cutting loser that he doesn't own the land alongside my house. And I'm right about that. They don't own the land alongside my house. What are you doing on land you don't own? What are you doing on land that has no ownership? What are you doing cutting grass that has no ownership? It's that simple. So, I'm charged now with this disgusting, appalling harassment second and this criminal contempt. And I have to go to Penfield Town Court. And when I go to Penfield Town Court, like I said, the prosecutor made no argument. No argument whatsoever. And I'm taken to Monroe County Jail just like that. Without the prosecutor writing anything. Not saying a word, not a sound, not a syllable. And after I made this appearance in Penfield Town Court on these two concocted charges, I'm in the jail. And I'm in the jail with the most violent criminals in Monroe County. I'm in the jail with a man who murdered his neighbor. And this man's picture was in the Democratic Chronicle. I'm in the jail with a man who beat up his girlfriend because he said, quote, the bitch deserved it, end quote. I'm in jail with a man who committed a rape. And he talked about this rape. And every night I would go to sleep in my cell. And I was on the first floor and look up at the second floor. And the noise in this place is horrendous. Even at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And every morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, or thereabouts, there would be these inmates speaking in Spanish. And I don't speak Spanish. And so I asked the guy next to me who does speak Spanish, what are they talking about? And he told me that these inmates speaking Spanish are gang members. And that these gang members are talking about the crimes that they committed to get them in jail. And they're talking about the crimes that they want to commit when they get out. So Lindsey Barron of the Forensic Intervention Team. When I'm at the jail, I'm asking the jail employees, what's my sentence? How long am I going to be here? And I'm not given an answer. So I'm at jail after the prosecutor made no argument, after they decided to arrest me before I got there because Andrew Reale told me that they decided to arrest me. I haven't even been in court to say I'm innocent and they arrest me. And I don't know how long I'm going to be there. I have no idea how long I'm going to be in Monroe County Jail. This is what happens in Havana, Cuba. This is what happens in North Korea. This is what happens in a totalitarian state. So, finally, I'm released and I go home. And there's more to the story that's appalling and nauseating and disgusting because it gets even worse after that. So, everything I've told you, it's even worse after that. So, who called you, Lindsey Barron, from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my house? Who called you from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my house?